Hello, mga kasokal. It's Saturday, October 17, and you know what time it is? It's time for another SoCal Pinoy's virtual class. And tonight, we have Jennifer Estacio of the Flipp Family, and she's going to be showing us how to meal prep a couple of dishes or more. But you know what? Since it's Filipino American History Month, one or a couple, I don't know, maybe all of them are going to be Filipino dishes. So we'll see. That's something that we have to look forward to. And let's say hi to Jennifer. Hi,
Hi.
Jennifer.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for doing this for our SoCal Pinoy's group.
Thank you for inviting me. Yes, I'm going to be sharing some Filipino dishes, and I'm a huge meal prepper here at home. I have 2 kids and I work from home, so I never have time to do anything. But I do dedicate some time to meal prep for the week, and I wanted to share with you guys that some Filipino inspired dishes in honor of Filipino American History Month.
Are you ready to show us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me share my
I'm
screen.
excited.
Let's hope technology works. I'm going to share my screen now. Make sure the sound is on. All right. So here we go. Hi everyone. Thank you guys for joining this virtual cooking class. And thank you to SoCal Pinoy's for inviting me to share how I cook at home and meal prep. If I didn't intro before, my name is Jenn from Flipp Family, and I share Filipino culture through food and family-friendly activities, and you can catch us on Instagram and Facebook, as well as our YouTube channel. So today I'm going to share a few simple meal prep friendly Filipino dishes. Since it's Filipino American History Month, I figured let's share some Filipino recipes that we love to eat here at home. And I'll share a couple tips and tricks of how we meal prep. But if you want more information, feel free to check out our website at flippfamily.com. There's actually a free guide of how we meal prep. So our first dish is chicken adobo. And I use my Instant Pot a lot when we meal prep. So when we meal prep about 2 to 3 dishes depending how much time I have. But the Instant Pot is my go-to. I always cook at least 1 dish in there. So that's one of my tips, is to use the Instant Pot for 1 dish. And then I cook another dish just on the stove top. So that's 2 dishes right there. And if I'm ambitious, I'll maybe cook another dish in the Instant Pot or cook another dish on the stove while I cook another one. So that's one of my big tips. Again, if you want to learn more of how to meal prep, go to our website and download our free meal prep guide. Okay, let's get on with the cooking lesson. So like I mentioned before, I'm going to share how I cook chicken adobo, and it's really simple, and I'm going to share a few of my secrets for my chicken adobo dish. It's probably not so secret, but I hope you guys enjoy this. First, I'm going to show you the ingredients you need. So first, you're going to pick your protein. Here, I'm using drumsticks and chicken thighs. And then you're going to need soy sauce. You can use low sodium. Also, coconut aminos is a great healthier option. Vinegar, Filipino vinegar, or apple cider vinegar for your healthier version. And bay leaves. You'll need a couple leaves of bay leaves for this recipe. And then some whole peppercorns. I prefer your peppercorns to be whole rather than grinded because it gives more of the pepper flavor. So I highly recommend whole peppercorns. Minced garlic, and I get this already prepped because I do not have time to mince my garlic. And the next 2 are optional. This is dark soy sauce, and that just gives a deeper flavor. It's not necessary. And here's one of my secrets is jam. So any jam you have in your pantry. So this, I had Marionberry jam in here, and I find any jam works. So I highly recommend that. So I'm gonna use my Instant Pot because it's gonna cook fast, and I was meal prepping, so I want to show you how to use an Instant Pot. So first, you're gonna put it on saute mode and put some oil and garlic and let that saute for a bit. before it turns brown and until it's fragrant. So you want to saute it in there before you put the rest of the ingredients. So here it's at a good, you're gonna add a cup of vinegar and then a half a cup of soy sauce or coconut aminos in there. And then if you have it, I would add your dark soy sauce. So a half cup of dark soy sauce. So the dark soy sauce, like I mentioned earlier, just gives that really deep flavor. But I like mine more vinegary. So I have more vinegar in here than the soy sauce. But again, a chicken adobo is to taste. So if you want to add more of soy sauce, add more soy sauce. Or if you want it more vinegar, add more vinegar at this time before you add your chicken. So I'm just going to mix that real quick before I add my protein. Next, you're going to add your whole peppercorns. I just put a couple of peppercorns in there. Another tip, if you do have it, you can use a cheesecloth and add your peppercorn and bay leaf in there and just wrap it so it's easy to get out after it's done. But I didn't have it on hand, so I'm just going to throw it in there. And then two leaves of bay leaves. I use between 2 to 3, whatever I feel. And then my jam. So this is, I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of jam in there. So the jam also acts as a thickener. So it'll thicken the sauce more once it's done. So it has duplicate uses. One, to sweeten a bit, and then to thicken. So I'm going to mix this one more time to get the jam all mixed in and all the flavors mixed in before I add everything else. And I'm using frozen chicken. I forgot to mention that earlier. I'm using my chicken from Frozen's because I want to show you how it works in the Instant Pot. So I'm just going to add it in there. And then I'm going to add a little bit of water because when you use your Instant Pot, you want to add a little more liquid than usual because you're pressuring your meat in there. So I probably used about 1.5 cups of water. You probably don't need that much, but I like my sauce saucy. So I'm going to close it up and I'm going to cook this probably 15 to 20 minutes on high pressure. So once it's ready, I'm just going to press the button to let the air out, and I'm just going to wait for everything to come out before I open up and show you the goodness. And look at that. It's all cooked, and that was from frozen chicken. So what you could do here is let it saute. Switch it to saute mode and saute it for a bit just to thicken the sauce a bit. Again, it's to your liking. I like it saucy because I like to put it over my rice. But it's pretty much done. If you saute it, again, it'll like thicken the sauce and just add more flavor to your chicken. But like I said, this is pretty much done, and it's straight from frozen chicken. How amazing! How cool, right? So that's all. That's it. That's how you make chicken adobo in the Instant Pot. So if you do not have an Instant Pot, you can actually just cook this on a stovetop. Just how I cooked it in the Instant Pot. I would probably let it simmer on the stovetop probably a little longer to make it juicy. Probably a little over 30-45 minutes, I would say, maybe even an hour. Just let it simmer over the stovetop if you don't have an Instant Pot. But the Instant Pot saves me time because I'm able to multitask and cook other dishes as this is cooking. So that's how you make it in the Instant Pot. And then our next recipe I'm going to share is my version of Filipino barbecue sticks that's a little more on the healthy side. I added a few veggies and used a leaner cut of pork. So check this out. You can prep this ahead of time or a couple hours before you're ready to cook. Okay, let's see how to cook this. So first, I am using pork tenderloin. So that's a healthier pork cut of meat. So I highly recommend pork tenderloin, but you can also use pork shoulder and just remove the fat. And all you're gonna do is cut it up into cubes. Next, I'm gonna show you how to make the sauce. So I'm using a 1/2 cup of banana ketchup. And then I'm going to add some minced garlic. And this is already pre-made because who has time to mince up their own garlic? And I've tried both ways and it's totally fine. And then I'm going to use a little bit of calamansi juice. If you do not have this, you can use lemon or lime to get that citrus flavor. And then I'm going to use soy sauce. I'm going to put about an 1/8 cup of soy sauce. You could put a little less if you do not want it to be so much of a soy sauce flavor. You can also use coconut aminos to make it even healthier, but I'm using low sodium. And then this is optional. I'm using dark soy sauce because it just gives so much flavor into it. Totally optional. You do not need that. And then I'm just gonna mix it all up. So I'm just gonna mix everything together until everything is all combined. Here I'm just scraping off all of the goodness from all of the measuring cup of my banana ketchup. So I'm just going to continue to mix this until everything is combined. And then I'm going to do a taste test. Don't use your finger if you're serving it to family and friends. My family is just eating it, so I just did a taste test with my finger just to see how it tastes and see what else it needs. So I'm going to add some pepper and give it another mix. Again, you can taste test to see what else it needs. If you want it more citrusy, add more calamansi or lemon. If you want more soy sauce, add more soy sauce. If you want more of that ketchup flavor. So banana ketchup is sweeter, on the sweeter end. That's why I did not put any sugar. Typically with Filipino barbecue, you would add sugar. So I see it needs more salt. So I'm putting a little bit of fish sauce to give that umami flavor that it needs, and give it another mix. So this is healthy in terms of using a healthier pork cut. Instead of the fatty cut of the pork, I'm using the pork tenderloin. And then typically with Filipino barbecue, you actually put 7-Up, surprisingly. And we don't drink a lot of carbonated drinks, so we don't use that. So once it's all combined and ready to go, I am just going to add my marinade to my meat. So I'm going to mix that. I didn't put the whole thing because I don't want it to be overly, the sauce to like just drench it in sauce, because it actually doesn't need a lot. And then next, I'm going to soak some skewers, some bamboo skewers in a dish and just water. Next, I'm going to cut up my vegetables. So here's another great option. You don't need to put your veggies here, but I figured to make it healthier, let's add our veggies in here. So I'm using zucchini and squash. You can use any vegetables that you like and whatever you have in your fridge that you need to get rid of. This is a great way to get rid of vegetables that are about to go bad. So I'm just going to cut up my squash and zucchini in a circular, keep it in the circular shape. And once it's all cut up, I'm just gonna put it to the side and get my mushrooms. I love mushrooms, so I'm just gonna dice it up into smaller pieces. And what I learned is mushrooms don't hold very well in the skewer, so I recommend cutting them fatter or just keeping the bulb part, because the stem part kind of didn't hold well in the skewers, and you'll probably see when I show you how to cook it. But here I'm just dicing up my mushrooms into smaller pieces and setting it aside. Next, I'm using bell peppers. I'm using the tiny ones. You can use the bigger ones too. So I'm just gonna cut it open and remove the seeds from there, and then just cut it into really small pieces so it's easy to skewer them. You can keep the seeds if you want that little kick, but since my kids will be eating this, I'm removing it since they do not like spicy food. Like I mentioned, I'm just gonna dice this up into small pieces. You can cut it as thick or as thin as you want, just as long as you are able to put it onto your stick. Here you kind of get a glimpse of my son trying to help me out. He's actually telling me the colors that he sees since it's so colorful, and he's just curious. So next, it's time to put everything together. So you are going to get out your pork, which has been marinating overnight. You can marinate this a couple hours if you're going to cook it that day, or if you know you have time, you can cook it overnight. So I'm just going to add my pork into the skewer, and you're not going to put it all the way down. You're just going to put it maybe more than halfway down, and then you're just going to add your veggies, alternating between whatever you want. Again, you can get creative. Here I'm just putting my mushroom and then my bell pepper, and then add my meat. So this is fun with the kids. You could tell them, what color do you want to put? What color bell pepper? What zucchini? Do you want a zucchini or a mushroom? So it gets the kids engaged if they are in, like I said, in a good mood and willing to help you out. I don't force my son to cook with me. He just always seems to be curious of what I'm doing. So he likes to stand on his stool and watch me cook. So I try to have a conversation with him and say, what color is this? What is that? And he seems to have fun with it. So I'm just going to continue to add my meat and my vegetables onto these skewers. And look at that, these are ready to be grilled. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can grill it on your cast iron, you could put it in the oven, or if you have an outdoor grill, you can totally use that. Here, I'm just gonna add it onto my cast iron that has kind of the grid marks. You can use a regular cast iron. So I'm just gonna pop them on here, and I would say cook it for about 5 minutes on each side. You'll know it's done when it's brown. So cook it however long you need it to. You'll see the grill marks, and these will cook quickly since the pork is smaller chunks, and the vegetables, I mean, you can pretty much eat those raw. So you just want those nice charred marks. And there you go. That is how to make Filipino barbecue skewers. My healthier version, these are great, again, for meal prep, and the kids love it. Look how yummy that looks. See how easy was that? I did 2 dishes quickly. One in the Instant Pot and one I did on my indoor grill. How fast is that? So if you want to learn more about how I meal prep, check out our website at flippfamily.com or our YouTube channel. We share more simple recipes that you could do for my busy parents or anyone that is super busy and do not have any idea what to cook. Check out our YouTube channel. Again, thank you SoCal Pinoys for inviting me to share some simple recipes that are Filipino inspired. All right, if you guys have any questions, we can answer them now. Otherwise, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Catch you guys later. Bye!
That was so awesome. Are you there, Jennifer?
There we go. I was like, all these buttons.
I thought I lost you.
Just pressing all these buttons.
That was a really cool video.
Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm amazed. I mean, because, I like cooking too, but I haven't really done those shortcuts, and I don't, I haven't really tried grilling on top of like a, cast iron skillet or grill, an indoor grill, so yeah, so I'm like really amazed at like how many minutes did each one take? Like less than 30 minutes, right?
Yeah, about the chicken adobo probably would take about 30 minutes, and then prepping the barbecue sticks will be a little longer. Obviously, if you want it marinated, I like to marinate it overnight, but you can marinate it within an hour before you're ready to cook. Just you want to get the banana ketchup flavor. Other than that, once it's marinated, you just have to plop it in your cast iron, or you can also put it in the oven and just cook it in the oven if you don't have time to watch it. So there's different ways you can just cook your barbecue.
That was so awesome. I mean, like everything looked really delicious. So I have some questions for you. First is, what kind of jam would you recommend? I've never seen anyone use jam before in their adobo, so this is like a new thing for me.
You know where I got it from? I got it from Nicole Ponseca's cookbook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she uses jam, so that's why I said it's not so secret. But you can use strawberry jam, raspberry jam, just any sweet jam. You can use Trader Joe's. It doesn't matter. No specific brand. I just happen to have that one in hand. But any jam will work because it gives it a nice sweet flavor and doesn't taste like the sugary. So I know some people add sugar into their adobo. That's my son.
Oh, hey.
You want to say hi?
Where does it go?
Yeah. And then it acts as a thickener because sometimes people like their sauce a little thick, so this thickens it nicely.
Hi.
So Wendy?
And pumpkin was sit here. Oh, the pumpkin? Oh, I took
Okay.
big.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
I have a question for your son.
Oh, I have a question for you.
So what are your favorite dishes that mom makes?
What is your favorite dish your mom makes? What do you like to eat? What did you eat for dinner? You're not gonna answer the question?
No?
No.
I'm sure you have one. Like, what's like your most like favorite dish ever?
Tolona.
Say louder.
Chicken tolona.
Oh, that's a good one. Do you cook it in your Instapot?
Say yep. Yep. We dump all the ingredients in the Instapot.
How long does that one take?
I want to get that.
I think a little shorter because it's already broth. But I would say probably like 20 minutes. It should be good.
And so for those people who are trying to, who lead very busy lives, and they're trying to get everything in one day, and they don't have time for everything, and they wish they had more time but don't really have a lot of time on their hands, what are your top 3 tips for those people who want to meal prep?
So I always have staples. So like oatmeal, hard-boiled eggs, vegetables, is always like our top 3 that we always have on hand. Oh, and rice, of course. We always have to have rice, but we eat brown rice. So making sure you have your staples prepped and ready to go, it saves a lot of time. And like oatmeal, you just cook on the stove top. Hard-boiled eggs, my son loves eggs, so that's his way of eating his protein because he's very picky with his meat. So that you just cook that over the stovetop as well. And then rice, you put in the rice cooker, so you put it in there and forget it. So that's how I make sure those stuff get done right away, and then I can cook my dish in the Instapot, whatever that is. Typically, it's always some Filipino dish like chicken adobo, chicken tinola, something like that. And then another dish on the stovetop. So I like to multitask, but also keeping some things more consistent every week. Yeah, sometimes it'll get boring. I know people say you eat the same thing when I used to be in the office every week, or like, don't you get tired of eating the same thing? You just kind of get used to it, and it saves money
And time.
yeah, yeah. So that's what we do, and typically we do it every Sunday, and I block out. Usually, I'm pretty quick now. About an hour and a half will get my meal prep done for the week.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I used to do meal prep too, and I think I like would overdo myself. Like, I've tried 7 dishes one day. I mean, that's like
Yeah,
meal prep of meal preps.
I used to do that. I just learned to keep it simple. Do 2 or 3 main dishes, so then you can rotate it and then make it in bulk more than you'll typically eat, because I mean, we're a family of 4 now, so I cook more, but I keep it to 2 to 3 dishes, so then I rotate it. So once for lunch, and then for dinner will be the other dish, and then rotate it every day.
That's awesome. So have you ever considered selling your dishes?
Actually, yes. I was actually gonna bring that up.
Yeah, like yeah, you want me to try it? I'll try it for you. I'll be your taste tester, and then you can sell it.
I do need taste testers.
The rest of the SoCal Pinoys group. How's that?
Yes, if there's any taste testers out there, if you are in the South Bay,
I am.
I would love taste testers.
You got one.
But we're actually going to be at Romeo Chocolates in Long Beach tomorrow, which is Sunday. He's holding a Kapwa brunch club, and he's having small businesses do a pop-up. So I've been selling there the last couple of Sundays in celebration of Filipino American History Month. So I've been doing freezer-friendly meals that are like ready to eat. So you just practically, I save you guys time, and you just warm it up, and it's good to eat. And then we have some special items that we're selling tomorrow too, like some guava bars and some longanisa quiche. So stuff like that. We've been doing that the last couple Sundays. So if you're free, stop by in Long Beach and say hi.
That is so cool. Yeah. So give us the address, like where that is. I posted it on our group page, and also, down here we have our chat on YouTube, so you can let us know where that will be. So maybe a bunch of us can visit you, and that'll be awesome. Like, I really look forward to tasting your food.
So the address is, I'm looking it up on Yelp. 460 Pine Avenue, Long Beach, California. So it's between 5th and 4th Street and Pine. So it's in downtown Long Beach. And actually, if you are able to go tomorrow, they actually have free parking, 2 hours of free parking. So then you can also enjoy downtown Long Beach too, since it's been a little warm. Hopefully it'll be cooler tomorrow to enjoy the Long Beach weather.
That is so cool. It's been so hot lately. It's kind of weird weather, right? And it got cooler for like maybe 2 days, and then it's hot again.
Yeah, like a day, and now it's hot again. But it's supposed to cool down, so hopefully that means it's fall. But
so do you have anything coming up for the holidays, or like for is the Flipp family doing anything for October, like Filipino American History Month? You're doing that with Romeo's Chocolates, or are you doing anything for Halloween?
No, just Romeo Chocolates right now. Flipp Family actually has an online membership, so that is open to anybody who wants to join, and it's pretty much a family community, and everything is online. So I post video content that anybody can watch anytime, anywhere. I upload the videos, and we host monthly virtual classes. We actually had one this morning. It was a story time, and we read a couple books and sang a couple songs. So we highlight different themes every month. So this month is Filipino American History Month, and we put together like a digital activity book that you can download right onto your computer or phone and read about Filipino American history and do some family-friendly activities inspired by this month. And then I also include, since I'm a huge foodie, I have to include my recipes in there, so you can also download my recipe. So that's actually up on my website if you want to buy the digital activity book only. That's up live. Or if you want to join our membership, feel free to DM me on social media or email me at hello@flippfamily.com, and we can get you into the membership. And I'm actually excited for next month because we'll be highlighting food, which is my favorite thing. So I have a lot of cool ideas for next month if you guys are interested. And then for December, since it's the holidays, we'll probably be hosting a parole making class in the membership as well, and doing more holiday oriented activities too. Until the pandemic kind of blows over, we have put a halt on our family friendly events because I used to hold events, produce events for families here in the South Bay. But now that we are not allowed to host people anymore, we've kind of put that on hold until things get better. So hence everything has been online for us. So being at Romeo Chocolates is actually new and I'm testing it out. And it's just nice to see people outside of our house.
Yeah, it's good to get out once in a while. That's really cool. You have a lot of great things coming up for our families. We have a lot of SoCal Pinoys members who have a lot of young kids and their new families. So that's really good. Like to find a support group for families. And I think that's about all the time we have for today. Thank you so much, Jennifer. We had a lot of fun, and I'm still looking forward to tasting your food. I'm right here. Just give me a call, and I'll be a happy and eager taste tester.
Okay.
But before we go, I have some reminders as usual for everybody. So tomorrow, let me just share my screen. So tomorrow we have Dr. M. Vito Garcia and Dr. Sasha Rarang. They'll be doing careers in professional nursing services and educational advancement, a Pinoy primer. So this is one thing that a lot of members have been looking forward to, because there was a thread in our group, in our Facebook group page, that was such a long thread. Like someone asked about, someone's actually thinking about going to nursing school and whether she should, take her CNA or LVN or go straight to her RN and then like maybe do her BSN. But a lot of people were giving all kinds of advices. And so this is a really good class for those people who want to get into nursing, and also those people who want to advance their nursing careers. And so Dr. M. Vito Garcia and Dr. Sasha Rarang are longtime nursing practitioners and administrators. And so they'll be doing that for an hour session. Yeah, so 30 minutes not long enough. So they requested for an hour. So that's gonna be like, the information that we're gonna get from them is really substantial. And so that's something that you guys should attend if you're looking into getting into the nursing field or advancing your career in the nursing profession. And also next week, we have something different. So this is going to be our first Zumba class. So we have Zumba with Jordan on October 21 on Wednesday at 7 o'clock. And this one is also going to be a 1 hour class. Zumba classes are usually 1 hour long. And so he specifically requested for an hour long session. So this is something new that we've never done before at SoCal Pinoys. And then, yeah, so these are all of our classes. And so after that, we have like 4 more classes, and we have a surprise guest coming up for Monday, October 26th. So that's something that we should be looking forward to. So a couple of these classes that we're doing are, in celebration of Filipino American History Month. So yeah, so check out the events listings in our calendar, in our event section, and you'll see all of the events listed there. And we'll see you tomorrow at 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. Nursing career professional services and advancing your nursing career. And we'll see everyone tomorrow at 7 o'clock. See you guys later. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Have fun.